Here's how you differentiate yourself if you're over in Europe. If you're an investor, you're going to pay $1,300 for that phone call. It is kind of unreal. So instead of paying research under MiFID rules, they're going to wind up going and paying all this money for weird things like insight into AI, a phone call with somebody, a sausage packaging company apparently they would talk to.
So I was fascinated by this, and not surprising, this is one of the most read stories on the Bloomberg this morning, and for a couple different reasons. One is you filed this under unexpected consequences of MiFID II rolling out. People now have to pay for research, and they're having to pay a pretty steep price in some cases to the banks who used to give it to the folks for free. So they're saying, well, if I'm going to pay that much, maybe I should go back to expert networks. The problem, or one of the interesting things, is expert networks. People here on Wall Street are like, oh God, expert networks, oh God, I don't know.
How'd that work out last time?
Yeah, so I mean, and it is very fresh in people's memories that less than a decade ago, this actually led to people going to jail, not from the expert networks themselves, we should be clear, but because hedge funds essentially took advantage of this program or these experts and conducted some insider
as
trading.
we learned, there's an exceedingly fine line between an expert and an insider.
That's it.
And what happened is they stepped over that line, and the experts, they were experts because they were insiders. Right. They knew what was going on.
And so what we've seen very quietly over the past 10 years or so is that these expert networks, Gerson Lehrman being one of the most prominent, they very quietly sort of rebuilt their reputations in some ways. They became very popular in Asia, and now they are taking advantage of this market dislocation of a sort in Europe to really become very popular there. We will see how this plays out. Obviously, there's a lot more compliance that is baked in here, and there has to be because, as you say, the line is very fine between what's an expert and what's an insider.
Gerson Lehrman can pay as much as $100,000 per company. They can charge them $100,000 per company for a service of pairing employees with the right experts.
But if it gets the deal done, it's cheap at that price.
Correct, yeah.
You know, paying a lot of money for research doesn't get you anywhere.
For legal fees down the road, then maybe it's a
wash. That's right. But Stevie Cohn has a big compliance group put together, as I understand it.
Absolutely. Right in the center of the trading.
Exactly right.